Hey boss, welcome to the Blogger Breakthrough Podcast. I'm your host, Liz Stapleton from ElizabethStapleton.com and founder of the Blogger Breakthrough Summit. Today we're talking about bullet points with Emily Bates, who is one of our terrific speakers at the 2020 Summit. Remember, if you want to make sure you get notified when registration opens for our next summit in 2021, be sure to join the Blogger Breakthrough Summit newsletter. The link to that's in the show notes, or you can always just go to bloggerbreakthrough.com/newsletter. Now, before we dive in, I did just want to take a second to point out that while the session was focused on writing bullet points for sales pages, it can easily be applied to any place you want people to take action. So that could be an opt-in box, an email, or even social media copy. So with that, I'll let this snippet from Emma's session take over.
Places I really see a lot of people struggle on their sales page is bullet points. So I wanted to take a few minutes and go over the benefits of bullet points and how to write better ones. The first thing to know about bullet points is you need them. They make a sales page really easy to scan. A lot of people will stop and look at bullet points because they're usually kind of short, to the point, they can get something out of it, and then if they're interested, they'll go back and read longer paragraphs. So you definitely want to have multiple places where you have bullet points on your page. They are, as I said, easy to read, they highlight benefits, and they create a break for the eye. The best bullet points create an open loop for the reader. An open loop is a question that the mind naturally longs to answer. It's one of the reasons that I ask questions in the headline, because it is something that people naturally want to finish. When a bullet point is well written, it answers one question and brings up a second, or it creates curiosity about how something is possible. A few types of bullet points. The two-step bullet point, an elaboration on the main benefit. And I'll tell you, I'm going to show you again at the end what I'm talking about, but all of these bullet points came from one of my very favorite copywriting books called How to Write Copy That Converts by Ray Edwards. So you should look that up if you want to get better at bullet points. Okay, so the two-step bullet point. An example would be how to create standard operating procedures in your business. Parentheses, you've been wasting time, energy, and money doing it wrong. Okay, so it's telling you a feature, right? How to create standard operating procedures. And then it's telling you something that is sort of a hint as to what you might learn inside. It's creating an open loop, because you ask yourself, what am I doing wrong? I thought I was doing this right. What am I missing? So it creates a little intrigue. It creates some curiosity about what is inside. So this is the first type of bullet point that I love. The second type is the single most bullet point. This can be used when you have proven results. So if you have something with a case study that has proved your point, or something that's been tested, you can say something like, the single most effective way to appear powerful on camera, tested by Harvard University. In this case, that's a big name, Harvard University. So people are going to know what that is, but it doesn't necessarily have to be something that sort of intense. It could be, tested by my previous students, and then you show the proof, you show them screenshots and case studies and that type of stuff. But it is a great way to give, a lot of power to what you're teaching or sharing. All right, the next type of bullet point I really love is the how-to bullet point. It's simple, but you need to make sure to include why the reader should care. So this is what I was talking about before with features and benefits, when you want to tell them what it is and why they should care. For example, how to quickly grow your Facebook group with true fans. Okay, why they should care is so you can explode your income. Things that people care about most are saving time, saving money, making money, things that are basic needs, especially, in real life, finding food, finding relationships, that type of thing. The last one I have here is the number bullet point, when you show multiple ways of doing something or multiple reasons why. So this would be like the 3 most important reasons that you need a plan before you launch your next product. So, this can be the 3 most important mistakes, or the 3 most common mistakes that people make in real estate. It could be the 3 most devastating, examples of people not following, my method type of thing. But you use a number. They say that using odd numbers is better, so like 5, 7, 9. But it really, a number is powerful. A list is powerful. This is why places like BuzzFeed, make a killing, because they are all listicles and people are attracted to that. Okay, so you need to use different kinds of bullet points. You want a group of bullet points to be related by topic, but use a variety of types of bullet points to keep people interested in what you are saying. So you don't want to have, 5 bullet points all starting with the 3 most, the 5 most, the 7 most. That's boring. That's not mixing it up. You want to make sure that your group of bullet points has diversity. Practice, practice, practice. Just like with headlines, you want to write out a lot of bullet points. Keep writing them down. When I sit down to write a sales page, I'll start with a whole bunch of bullet points, and keep adding to them as I go, and then, mix them up and try to figure out where they go on the page. I usually have, a features and benefits section. You might have, a section with what's included. You can have a section with the biggest benefits for people, or, things that your students or clients did after they worked with you. All sorts of different types of bullet points are really good to include. And it's good to use an odd number of bullet points in each group.
All right, so hopefully that gave you tons of ideas on how to write better bullet points. I hope you'll join me next week, and I'll catch you then.